Hello Roblox nerds. I'm going to be starting a scripting tutorial, load of, well, collection of videos if you will. I'm going to be today showing how variables work on code, but it's only simple, so I'm just going to name this variables. Well, variables and obviously printing, but that would come under the line. So obviously first, if you have that, just play and print hello out on the output. And when you print stuff on the output, it's more or less, it's not going to come up on the screen. It's just going to be something like something that you can keep there to, well, know if something's going wrong or something. It usually works if you press F9 during game. Now, this is sort of algebraic in some term. So if x equals 30 and I say y equals 25, print x, and you could have dot dot, and then you could have plus, and then dot dot y dot dot equals, right? And you could have wait free and print x plus y, and that should print x plus y, right, 30 plus 25 equals, then wait 3 seconds and it'll print the answer. Well, let's just test if that's right. 30 plus 25 equals 55. And with coding, you can also use it to work out math sums, complicated math sums. So you'd have, if we just use to times in code, you can do dot dot x plus y, and you can do that, and that would equal the answer. That would show the answer, which is pretty much the same thing, just more of it. Well, dot dots are just something you put between the two apostrophes there and there. But you have the equal sign there because that's text that's going to show, like text that comes from the keyboard. Whereas in this one, it's going to do dot dot, so it comes out of it sort of, and then does the variables there. So if you were to do Zaki equals hello, and abbreviate is equals idiot. Oh wait, no, mine wouldn't equal hello, mine would equal, actually no, let's just keep up. And then you'd print Zaki dot dot abbreviate. I don't think that one will work, but we'll find out. Oh yeah, there you go, it did. I was wrong. And hello idiot, but it wouldn't space it because obviously a space would come under the lines of text. So you'd do space dot dot, and then it would equal hello idiot, which is pretty simple. And then if you haven't got the gist of variables yet, another complicated way of doing it, if you wanted to do, for example, something, printing something that would add up, number would add 1 every single time, you would do 4i, or whatever number you want, 4 amazing equals 1 0 10 1 do print number, right, and we had a variable just before this, or we could just print amazing. Think about it. Wait, and every 1 second it should repeat that for 10 seconds. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. See, that's pretty simple. and that's obviously using a for statement, which I will go on more about in a different tutorial, because they're somewhat more complicated than a variable for someone who's a beginner. So if you were to use, we'll see where you would get, or you wanted to get, it would be more of wiki, because they've got a better explanation, but their explanation is text, whereas when you watch a video, sometimes more people like learn a lot more through watching a video rather than anything else. So if you just searched variables, and it would come up with something that would somewhat make sense to you. But you could assign anything to a variable. So for example, if you wanted to assign my name when I joined the game to a variable, you would do this: player added, which is a function, connect function. I forgot to put the player. And in many functions, which again I'll explain in a different tutorial, in those two brackets at the end of function, you would put the variable that is to go with the method. So for example, the player added function, in them brackets you would add player. So I just put player. So that's putting the new player into that variable. And then you would print player.name has entered, and that, I'm not sure, sometimes when you go into test mode it doesn't show, because sometimes it doesn't run in test mode, but as you can see it doesn't run in test mode, but in real mode it would obviously work. But that's again something I told you wouldn't happen if you, or it just doesn't it just doesn't work there. That's just, oh wait, no I did something wrong. Now that's an easy mistake to make, because you get confused when you're coding, but this time it should work, and it will work. Player 1 has entered. When you go into test mode, your name will automatically be player 1. So yeah. So a variable, you can also use a while wait 1 do. Now that's just literally something that's ongoing and never ends, and it waits 1 second every time it runs itself. So if I did print x, and then I have before this x equals 1, and then every time and then I'd have x equals x plus 1, and every 1 second ongoing it will just add 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's obviously gonna never end. It's just gonna keep going throughout the whole time, which is something you wouldn't want to do. But when you're using the while statement, some people just do this, while true do. You cannot leave while true do without a wait at the end, because, or wait for some number whatsoever, it doesn't really matter which number, because it's something that doesn't stop running, so you'd have to have it, if it didn't have a wait it would just never ever stop running, which in terms would run so much that it would crash your computer, and it would crash everyone out of your game. So that's something you don't want to do. So let's delete that. Variables can also be used for to simplify pretty much anything. You can also use the for in pairs statement. Just say game.workspace get children and what that would do is that would get every single child of the workspace, which would mean terrain, script, camera and base plate, and then it would put them into this variable known as v, well, put as v, but then you could change that to, I don't know, new or to hello or something, well, whatever's easy for you. So that's that. Thank you for watching. This is just variables. On the next one I will be discussing in further detail more functions that are, well, declared from the start. So thank you for watching.